Okay, the purpose of this video is to show you how to open a Mint account. Mint.com is the first place to start. It's a great tool that you can use to keep track of your budgeting and just really overall to make sure that you're making wise decisions in how you spend your money. So if you go to mint.com, the tool works best using either Chrome or Firefox. It works with Internet Explorer, but does have some loading issues, so I would suggest using Google Chrome in order to sign up for Mint.com or use Mint.com. I usually use the app on my iPhone and it works great, but again, for sign-up purposes, you could sign up with your phone, but here's a way to use your desktop computer or laptop computer. So once you go to mint.com, you click sign up here on the right. You'll enter your email address, confirm email, enter a password, and I'm just going to use a generic password here. And click sign up. Then you'll enter your country, United States, zip code, and continue. Now here's where you can choose from all your accounts to actually set up each account. There's an American Express account. Here's where you'll actually enter your account that you'll log into. Now you have to remember each of your accounts, but again, once you do this one time, you don't have to do it over and over. Again, you only have to do that one time, and you can reconnect to this anytime using your smartphone or logging into this application. And you can enter multiple accounts, if you have different credit cards that you have on there, you just can log into each one of those accounts and it'll show up all in one place, so you don't have to continue to log in multiple times. So I can either add another account or go straight to the overview. It'll give you a welcome to mint.com, and you just hit continue there. And this will actually take you through a little tutorial of how to use this mint.com app. And this will actually take you how to use a tutorial of the mint.com system. And so you can just hit through next tip in order to do this. So I'll go through a couple of these and show you how they work a little bit. So again, alerts are going to pop up on here. Advice. Now again, a lot of this advice is just coming from Mint or people who are sponsoring, paying for these advertisements from Mint, and they'll say, hey, based on your condition, we'd like to target this group of people, and here's some advice. So again, a lot of this is advertisement, and you don't necessarily have to pay attention to them. If there's something that kind of catches your eye and you'd like to investigate more, by all means, go ahead and investigate more, but just be careful with what advice is popping up on here. It's more of advertising than advice. Again, your free credit score. This is absolutely great. I like using it because it gives you a true score of what you have, and it'll update it every so often. I forget how often it actually updates it, but periodically it will go in and update your credit score and tell you what you have, and so you know what your credit score is. And again, it doesn't charge you. There's nothing that it signs you up for or anything like that. It is just a free credit score. Now this will show actually where your budgets are. You can hit add budget, and I'll go through that here in just a second. I'm just going to take you through these tips. So you'll add budgets here, and you'll have right here is for actually September. So this will show you what your budgets are. Goals, these are anything that you have, such as retirement, pay off student loans, you want to buy a house. These are the things that you'll put in here in order to put that goal in, and you start realizing, hey, how much do I really need to save to hit that goal? So investments, this is where it's gonna show you, okay, where all your investments are at. You can log into your Fidelity accounts, UBS, whatever type of system that you're using to invest, Merrill Lynch, any of these type of accounts, you can add them on here, and it's going to show you where you're at currently in your accounts. And ways to save. It's just these are also a little bit more of advertising. All these things are just tools for you to use in order to improve where you're currently at. And so banking system, there's, again, credit cards. We do not promote that, but Mint is going to be throwing out these advertisements to you. Checking, open up a checking account. They might have some type of savings for you depending on your situation. But again, be careful with these. Again, they're going to try to sell you different things and give you different options, and some of them are good options, some of them are bad options. Just really understand your system and apply the things that you've learned here at Moneywise in order to make the right decision there. Trends. So this is basically showing your trends. It'll actually pop up saying, okay, what did my net income for April, net income for May, June, July, August, and so this will just show a trend. How are you doing on saving money? What's your net income? So this is really useful whenever you start seeing those trends up and down and how you're spending your money. Accounts. So right here, once it shows your accounts in here, this is kind of the meat and potatoes of everything. Hey, how much money do I have in my account? How much do I have in my credit card? And you can see here I have $258 on the card. Is again, this is a dummy account that I'm using for that, and this will just be showing you what you have. If you have any student loans, investments, property, so you can add all that. So, and I'll show you here in just a second how to add some of those things and create a budget. So again, if you want to get your credit score, I'd highly recommend doing that. It doesn't cost any money, it's free, and you kind of have an idea of where you're currently stand if you need to do any type of financing. At the top here, you have your overview. It shows you your transactions here. Once you go into transactions, it'll show, okay, well, where did you actually spend money here? So again, hotel, restaurants, anything you went, it's going to show it just like any other bank account, but this is going to combine all the accounts if you have it in there. If you want to go to specific accounts, you can also click on specific accounts to actually show that. Since I only have one in here right now, it's going to show what's in that account. And again, you can service through each one of these accounts. Again, I don't have any investment. All they are, I only put in a credit card down here. Again, this is a dummy account that I'm using here. We don't promote any type of credit cards or any brand of credit cards. We're just showing you what you can put in here. Again, you can all these in here. You can add tax related, vacation, any of these things you can put in here in order to just get more data on what you're doing, where you're spending your money. So again, going over all accounts, viewing what we have. If I want to search for a specific date, I can go to specific here. I can arrange by date. I can look for a specific date, and just where we're spending. And this also just shows your spending history on your card. So where are you at, your average spending per month. And this will look a little bit different for everyone based on how many accounts that you have in there. So you're going to show multiple accounts in here. Budgets. So again, once you start adding budgets in here, gas and fuel, you can start adding those in there, and it'll show you, okay, based on my income, spending, how much do I have left over. I haven't put in any income so far, so again, my spending is going to show more. and it's going to automatically try to guess how much you're spending at gas and fuel. And since this account on here, I showed my transactions, I had spent some fuel on gas, and so it's going to go back and say, okay, well, here's what you should have in there. Here's what it looks like. Again, you want to customize these. This is where it gets really important, is to customize this budget for what your needs are. So once you go through and you look back at, hey, here's where my spending's at, and here's where it should be and where I want it to be, you start telling your money where you want it to go. Don't let your money tell you where you go. So again, you'll create a budget category. Let's say bills and utilities, internet. So when it's going to happen, I want it to happen every month. I could do it every few months or just one time. And so for the amount there, let's say I spend $40 a month for internet. And so right here, I'll ask you to start each month with the previous amount. So if you want to carry over that amount, you can carry it over. So again, if you start each month with the new amount, then you can just continue to have that, and so it won't carry it over. And I suggest leaving it and not carry over that leftover amount unless it's something specific that you have that case, but most of the time you want to just keep it constant and not carry that over in that budget, because my internet budget's pretty constant, so I should just be able to continue to leave that at that same amount. So you hit save, there it is. And then as you start spending money towards that in that month, it'll start filling up that budget. So if you look at August, okay, well, I didn't have any budget set up in there, so it's not going to show it. But if I created a budget in there, then it would actually show it and what I spent it on. So again, as you spend that money, it's going to start filling this up. And as you get close to your budget, it will actually show a yellow, or if you go over budget, it's going to go red. So again, this is a really useful tool. Really dive deep into here and really understand where you're going to be spending your money. So going through goals now. So you can choose some of these things here and, okay, which one applies to you? So let's say I want to buy a home. Now I got to start spending, okay, how much can I actually afford? What's my annual income? So this is just giving you a default amount that they're putting in there. Again, they're telling you what you can afford, not necessarily what you need to spend on. So this is based on, they pull the rates from different areas and based on, okay, what's the credit score? All these things are factors that go in here. And so it'll actually give you a number in here, and so there's an aggressive number, a conservative number, and so what do you set your goal at, and what do you need to do? So you need a debt down payment with 20% of a $365,000 house. Again, this is just a dummy account, so it's showing pretty high on there. Property tax is pretty low here, so you could change all that, and you could change all these numbers. So again, for a total monthly payment, here's what you need, and show assumptions. Debt to income ratio of 28%. So that's what typically banks use on there. But again, it's going to also, your credit score and other factors are going to go into that if you're buying a home. So now you can, in this goal, you can track your progress. So if you need to open a new account for this goal, you can. You use an existing account, or you can choose an account later. So again, buy a home, estimate of this goal, how much you need to save for that, $73,000. We haven't linked anything to it. When's your planned date? So let's say I want to hit that by 2022. How much you need to contribute? If I need to do it by 2027, how much should you save per month? So this is a really good way of knowing how much you need to set aside for each one of those. And that's it. And it'll go into your goals. $555 per month. So, and you can do this for several other goals that you want to hit. So going back to the overview here, your accounts, your trends. So I showed you how you add account, their initial account. But again, if you want to add any of these accounts, you can just add an account here. And so very easy just to click here, very self-explanatory on here. As you go through here, okay, here's my budget. So from your home screen, your overview, that's normally where you come. And again, right here it shows, oh, there's my where I'm at right now, and here's what I have coming up. So again, now that I've added the account, here's my net income. And since this is just a debit credit card that I'm using here, it is showing, okay, June, July spent, and so it's very easy to use and very friendly. Now here's another place that you can do. You want to add property. So if you have property that you want to have, do you have a house or car or anything like that, you can add it now. This is important in knowing, okay, what do I have on there? What do I have? What can I sell? What are the things? So you can add things in here. And so if I want to add vehicle, real estate, how much, just let's say I have cash in my pocket that I usually keep on hand, or maybe I have a furniture is another one that you put in there, jewelry, things, what is their worth on there? So if I put other, let's just say we have some artwork, and there's all these different categories in here. Artwork, how would you like to see? What's its value? So what can you currently sell it at? This is what you want to get to, is how much can I really sell this for? So let's say I can sell it for $500. Add it. Go back to the overview here. Hey, that's my property. So again, that goes, this number right here goes back into your net worth. So right now it's showing I have $258 in debt, $500 in assets, and if I click there, it'll actually show your spending by category. So go into all your trends here. You can either click it up top, or you can go by category. So if I go to the last month, go 3 months, 12 months, this year, hey, what did I spend in the past year? Okay, great. There's what I spent my money on: food, categories, auto, and transport. Again, you show your income, net income, assets, debts, anything here. You can kind of see it in just a trend. So if I go to, let's look at, I'm not going to have any income on here, but if I go to debts over time. So again, just showing for this year, since I added the account here in September, and just showing, okay, how does this going to look? Investments, if you don't have any investments, it's going to suggest some and how to invest. So here's where you can just add your account, is the important thing. If there's anything else on here that is appealing to you, again, consider that, but this is a lot of advertising that you're seeing here. Ways to save, again, what I mentioned, they're going to offer you a lot of different things on here, advertising. You don't need to use all these. Again, those are just extra features that they have, but the main thing that you need to have is an overview, look at your transaction, your budget, your goals, and your trends and investments. Don't have to pay attention to a lot of the other systems. So this is just a quick overview of the system. I love using it. It really helps us with keeping track of your bills, when you're going to pay for things, how much I need to budget for each month, and it just makes it a lot worry-free. And you can look at your accounts on a daily basis from your smartphone and not have any issues. And so this is a really easy way of not having to log into every single account. You have it all in one, tells you where your budgets are, so it's really a one-stop shop for everything.